Very good. Well, welcome everyone. And this is the training for the 2024 Monitoring and Evaluation Tool. I am Steve Knipler, the Continuum of Care Manager for the county's Office to Prevent and End Homelessness. And we have a simple agenda for today. Let me bring that up for you. Pretty simple and basic. Righty, we're going to start the day off with some introductions, followed by a look at the 2024 monitoring and evaluation schedule. And then we are also going to talk about the main purpose of the meeting, the monitoring and evaluation tool. We're going to go through that. And at any point during the presentation and also afterward, if you have any questions, please let me know. And then we're going to just talk about some next steps in general. Again, offer those general time for general questions and comments. So that's what we've got on board right now. And let's see. Why don't we go through our introductions, and let me start with I'm going to pass it over to our Deputy Director, Tom Barnett. But let me first say that with the introductions, I'd like you to state your name and what your role is with the organization. And so, Tom.
Very kind. Thank you, Steve. My name is Tom Barnett. I'm one of 3 deputy directors in Fairfax County's Department of Housing. My role is managing the Office to Prevent and End Homelessness.
Great. And well, let's continue with the Office to Prevent and End Homelessness, and let me turn to Megan.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Megan Haney. I am the Continuum of Care Analyst with the Office to Prevent and End Homelessness. So my role is assisting Steve and all of our providers with kind of managing the continuum of care, doing data analysis, and working on other projects. And I'm going to pass it to Katrina.
Hi, everyone. My name is Katrina. I am the Coordinated Entry Systems Manager at the Office to Prevent and End Homelessness. And let me see who else is here. Hold on. Vanessa.
Hi, everyone. I'm Vanessa with OPH. I'm a homelessness advisor with you all. And let me see. Let me pass it to Hannah.
Yep. Hannah, you're on mute.
Sorry about that. My name is Hannah Park. I am also with OPEH, the HMIS User Support Specialist, and my role is just supporting the agencies with HMIS. I'll pass it over to Nestor.
Hi, everybody. My name is Nestor. I'm Hannah's counterpart. I'm also an HMIS User Support Specialist, and I will go ahead and pass it off to Nikki.
Hi, I'm Nikki Thomas, Campbell Information Systems Manager. And did Katrina already go?
Yes.
Okay, well, tell me who hasn't. Vanessa, have you gone?
Yes, she has.
Yes, I went.
Oh, tell me who hasn't. Or
well, I will
somebody
say
else
that
go.
I think we've done a good job of doing the Office of Prevention and Homelessness staff, and we're all here to help in this process. And now I want to welcome and ask for introductions from the everyone else who is on the call, and I want to start with Rena.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Rena Alexander Lewis, and I am one of 2 senior directors of programs at Facets.
Wonderful. Brianna.
My apologies. Hello,
No.
everyone. My name is Brianna Murrow. I'm a graduate student at George Mason University, and I'm pursuing my master's degree in public health with a concentration in health equity and social justice.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
All right, Brian.
I'm Brian Shaw. I'm the Chief Financial and Administrative Officer with HopeLink Behavioral Health, formerly PRS Inc.
Welcome. Jade.
Morning, everyone. Sorry, I don't have my camera on. Feeling a little under the weather today, but my name is
it's
Jade
okay.
Leadham. I'm the Executive Vice President, Second Story.
Welcome, Jade. Joe.
Hi, good morning. I'm Joe Fay. I'm the Executive Director at Facets.
Wonderful. Lauren.
Good morning. I'm Lauren Leventhal, Director of Compliance for Pathway Homes.
Okay, Marin.
Hi, I'm Marin Ribe. I'm Shelter House's Grant Manager.
Welcome. Manar.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Manar Flynn, Permanent Supportive Housing Program Director with New Hope Housing.
Welcome. Megan G.
Good morning. I'm Megan Goffney, the Deputy Director of Programs for Shelter House.
Good morning. Nima.
Good morning, everyone. This is Nima Ganga. I'm the Quality Management and Government Grants Director at New Hope. Thank you.
All right, good morning to you. Sergio.
Good morning, I'm Sergio Barrio Nuevo. I am a data analyst specialist for Pathway Homes.
Wonderful. And if there's anyone I missed, please jump in at this moment. I think we got everybody, so that's good. All right. Well, let's now go over the monitoring and evaluation tool schedule. And this schedule document provides, first of all, an overview of the monitoring and evaluation process. So encourage you to read the narrative and then jump down to the schedule itself. And where we're at right now, of course, is April 29th. We had a week ago, we had the monitoring and evaluation tool and instructions, and this schedule actually emailed out to you all. And so now we're at the training, April 29th. And after this training, you'll be hopefully well equipped to work on the form, which you have until 5 p.m. on June the 7th to complete the form and submit it to me via email. And that gives a little time for us staff here at OPEH to review and to aggregate data and the information from the tools that are submitted, and have the monitoring and evaluation work group meet again on the 17th of June. And those of you on that work group, if you can take note of that date, we'll set a time up specifically on that date still to come. But June the 17th would be the work group meeting. And again, anything that needs to be worked out between that time and the 24th of June, we will address that. And that June 24th date is when the scored tools showing the scoring will be returned by us here at the Office to Prevent and End Homelessness. Will be returned to all of you program grantees via email. And you'll have an opportunity a few weeks to review. And if you had any questions or requests for us to review the scoring, you have until the 12th of July to do that. So this is a schedule pretty similar to what we've done in the past, and it's giving us enough time. We don't know yet the date that the Continuum of Care collaborative application, the NOFO for that, is going to come out. We're anticipating similar to last year, where it came out at the end of June for a submission by us the end of September. So kind of looking at a early summer release again, but we never know. It could be a little bit earlier, which then kind of makes staff here, puts us into high gear the earlier it comes out. So very good. I'm going to stop sharing now, and I am going to ask Megan now if she could bring up the monitoring and evaluation tool for 2024. And we'll begin the main part of the training here. So there you have it, the tool itself. And I'm going to start by saying that if the tool that has been sent out should look exactly like this. It's got tabs on the bottom. There are actually 6 tabs on the bottom, and it starts off with the introductions tab, and excuse me, the instructions tab, and that has got some good information again for you all to read, including how you are to submit the tool, specifically how the email you submit with the tool is to be titled. So we like to have it kind of a uniform titling of the tool, and so that's the very first tab that you've got there. The second tab, called Part 1 Agency Component, let's take a look at that. As in the past, organizations that will be submitting more than one project, you only need to fill out this agency portion once, okay? This portion, this page, has various questions that require yes or no answers. And I'll go over a few of them. It starts out by asking some basic: does the agency have an active SAMS registration and valid unique entity identifier? Again, that's a yes or no question. Does the agency have an independent financial audit completed within 12 months of the end of the agency's fiscal year? Yes or no. And question about, is the agency free of outstanding or delinquent federal debts, and some other questions underneath that, yes or no. So again, we're looking at some basic agency information, and for a few of them, we ask for supporting documentation, and that would be it's asked there, and we also have a summary of what we call the attachments for the tool. We have a summary of them in the attachment section, which we'll go over a little bit later. There is a question about subrecipients. You don't really need to know that. You would know if you do. I think this does not apply to most of you. So that's the agency component. Pretty straightforward, with a bunch of yes and no questions on that. By the way, I'm rolling along here, but if anyone has any questions, you can raise your hand at any time, and we will address them. But I don't see any at this point, and I think we shall go forward with the main one that I think requires the most time, is the project component. So Part 2, the project component. And This is, yeah, definitely more extensive, and it's a separate one that would need to be filled out for each project being submitted. And the top information, and I can tell you now that sections that are highlighted in green, or there's one question later on highlighted in pink, you are not expected to provide that information. That will be provided to you by OPEH staff. And I'll explain how you're going to get that information in a few moments. But the top, it's got the basic information, your agency name, and again, that subrecipient, we filled it in with an NA over there, your project name and project type being permanent supportive housing or rapid rehousing. That would be what you would put there. And again, then leave those next sections for Office to Prevent Net Homelessness. We will provide the information there because it's coming from the APR and the annual performance report. And that's where there's a change this year from last year. We'll get into that again a little bit in this presentation. What I want to go through now is the financial section. And let me tell you that there, in this form, there are seven categories of project components, and they're identifiable by the light blue bar there. So you've got financial as one of them, and then once you scroll down on the form, there are different housing capacity and utilization. Fancy title of will be completed by OPEH staff, that section there, services and policies, and equity is another section. Housing first is the sixth section, and the seventh one is additional comments if you wish to provide. So that's how the project form is divided up, sectioned up. And let's go back to, yes, the financial section. So this is one section which involves some APR information that we ask you all to provide. Most of the APR data that is a part of this tool we are providing, but these have questions, and this is a little bit more than yes or no questions here. We're asking for some numbers that will be going into your total HUD budget for the grant that this project is being evaluated. So you can see there real property leasing, short, medium-term rental assistance, operating costs, just financial data that we would need from you all. There's also questions 2 to 5 that they do not involve information from the APR. But for instance, for question 2, we do require, again, here's a case of where we're asking for an attachment, and we would like the line of credit drawdown information submitted as an attachment to us. Again, there's some yes or no questions. Have all HUD funds been drawn down for the last complete grant year? If no, we want some information on how much was unspent and an answer to the question of why were funds unspent. And again, there's yes or no questions, I think, that conclude this one. No, that we do ask how many years has funding not been completely utilized in the past 3 years. Question 5, then, does this project have any funds that can be voluntarily reallocated? If yes, provide the dollar amount. So financial nitty-gritty information that we're looking for to help in the monitoring and evaluation of the project. Let me ask another pause here. Any questions on the financial section before we dive into more of the programmatic end of things?
Stephen, I do have a question. This is Brian from PRS
Yes,
Oakland. As a subrecipient, we're a subrecipient. So as a subrecipient, some of these things we would not know. Should we? In the past, we've just kind of left them blank because we're not drawing down funds from the lock system at all.
Right. Now, Brian, I think you would be working with your grantee,
Sure.
and the grantee is doing the actual submission of the form. So yeah, and anything
Just want to be sure I was understanding that correctly.
Yes, right.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Without any other questions that I see here, I will have us go on to the housing capacity and utilization section. And so this is where we start making also a distinction between permanent supportive housing and rapid rehousing programs. As you can see, number 6 is for PSH only. And we're asking about some numbers here. Number of units owned, number of units leased. Question 7 is also for PSH. Well, it has a division between PSH only and rapid rehousing only. So you are to answer those questions. For PSH, does this project conduct housing quality standards reviews at least annually for all units? We're looking for a yes or no there. Rapid rehousing only, does the project conduct basic habitability inspections for all units that rental assistance is provided for? Yes or no, yes or no response there. Then we have a question on environmental reviews and on fair market rent and rent reasonableness. So some basic but important questions that we ask that you fill out for your project. Okay, here's where the big change is. So this is where OPEH will be providing information for you. And so you may be wondering, okay, we got from you all, from us all, a form that looked like this basic tool here. And we say that we're going to be providing this information. So the tool that we sent out last week, yes, you can work with that and you can start working on that. But we plan to have either today or very soon, shortly after today, we will be getting you another tool that will have these APR figures in there for you. And that is the tool that we would like you to use to fill out and then return to us. It's because we will have these questions answered from 10 through 24 input into the tool for you. Last year and previous years, we've had you all submit the information there, but it's the reason the rationale behind this was that it's basic information that is coming from this APR. It's basically a transfer of information, and whoever provides it would be the same information. So we have taken it upon us to go ahead and do that for you. The information there, if you compared it to last year's tool, this is very condensed, and we are getting at the actual answer to go into the block, the cost per client by total HUD budget, the utilization rate, where 100% of clients are literally homeless at entry. Those are all information that will be provided. I can tell you there's a tab that Megan has put up on the screen now that is APR results from SAGE. SAGE being the database system that the annual performance reports are submitted in. You will be getting this as well filled out. And correct me if I'm wrong, Megan or Nikki, but this would be a section that'll be filled out too, and that information is transferred over to the that one section with the title that the information will be provided by OPEH staff.
Yeah, that's
Yes, Megan?
correct. So they'll have numbers here that correspond to where the answer came from in this section. So they can kind of compare where we came up with that results. Steve, I was going to let you know too that actually we'll have the financial stuff plugged in for them, because this question right here has to be calculated based on their financial information that's in APR already.
I see. So, Megan, what you're saying is if you go back up to the financial part there, maybe we should have had this greened out over here as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we probably
if
should
we-
make it green. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So at least question one of the financial.
Yes, just
section.
this section here will be all filled out for them.
Good.
Because it's required to answer question 10.
Gotcha. So another help there. Joe, you've got a question?
Yeah, just this only pertains to programs that are part of the COC competition, right? The HUD pro. In other words, we've got rapid rehousing here. For example, many of us have rapid rehousing through the state's Housing Trust Fund. That we wouldn't report on those projects here. This is for the HUD COC competition, correct?
Yes, correct. It's the HUD COC competition projects. Yes.
I thought that, but just wanted to be sure. Thank you.
Yep. No, good question. Good question. Okay. So, you can see the questions here in the to be submit that we will provide the answers to using the APRs that were submitted. So, I won't go through all of them, but they run from question 10 through question 24. So hopefully you'll appreciate that as a time saver. We jump down now to the component that's called services and policies. And this one doesn't refer back to APR sections, but in most instances, again, we were asking you yes and no questions. And you can also see at question 37 and 38, we get into the breakdown of PSH and rapid rehousing projects once you get to there. So, some of the questions here: does the project have a staff member responsible for assuring that minors and transitioning age youth are in school and/or receiving appropriate educational services per HUD requirements? And then that's a yes or no question. Does the project comply with HUD's equal access to housing in HUD programs, regardless of sexual orientation or gender identity rule, which mandates, as it states there? And again, there would be a yes or no answer to that question. Again, if you have any questions regarding what we are asking for here, please let me know. And again, how do you know we ask for attachments on some of these? And, if you want to make sure that you definitely want to, wherever we say attachment required, you can double check with our attachments section to see that that you have all the attachments that are asked for in the different sections. But for instance, question number 31 there: does the project have a policy for discharging clients for non-compliance? If you answer yes, we would like to see that attached to the project. And again, 33 talks about did you provide an attachment with the number of client satisfaction surveys distributed, the number of surveys returned, and a narrative? We ask again yes or no, but we ask that it be attached. So question 37 is one where we're asking for data in the block there. This wouldn't be an attachment, but if you would put the answer to the question in that block there. It doesn't need to be too extensive, but we are looking for that question to be addressed for PSH only projects. And then for rapid rehousing only projects would be question 38. How does this project determine when a household no longer needs assistance? These have a note next to them there for information only. In other words, they will not be scored. But that's important information that we'd like to have captured and presented to us. So, that's the services and policies section. Now, the next section is equity. And in the past few years, we've had equity as a section in the monitoring and evaluation tool, but we've not had it scored. This time we are moving to scoring the different components in the equity section. And it's to be scored except for questions 43 and 44, again, where you would put an answer in the block, but it's for information only. So what questions do we have here? Well, question number 39, does this project have individuals who have self-identified as BIPOC and or LGBTQIA plus representation in management and leadership positions? If you notice, we said and or between BIPOC and or. And so, we would ask that you answer that question, yes or no. Does your agency have BIPOC and or LGBTQIA plus representation on the board of directors? Please answer a yes or no there. And here's one where we require an attachment. Does your agency have a process for reviewing and incorporating feedback from persons with lived experience of homelessness? And we obviously like the yes or no answer, or need the yes or no answer there, but we want an attachment regarding that. Same with number 42. Has your agency made policy and procedural changes due to an analysis conducted with an equity lens? Please put yes or no, and then we have an attachment required. And then the next two questions are information only. What disparities have you identified when reviewing data disaggregated by race, ethnicity, et cetera, at the project level? Again, this is project level, so this would be the project that you are reporting on. And your question 44, what is your plan to address disparities identified at the project level to produce more equitable outcomes? So that would be input in the block there. And again, this is a little bit different from last year, and the emphasis that also we are scoring this for this year. Again, an important component in this tool. So again, I'm just looking to see if there's any questions on that. We will move to a section that we've expanded, actually. It really wasn't a separate section last year, but now we've made it a section this year, Housing First. And what I want to say on this one is that we again have a portion where, two questions where we are providing the information for you on. So Housing First in this section is information only, except for those the portion that you see in green. Okay, that is something we want to have scored on. So the questions in Housing First are, have you evaluated this project using the HUD Housing First assessment tool? Even though there's not a gray block there, we ask that under that cell that you put a yes or no. And if it's a no, do you plan on using the HUD Housing First assessment tool in the next 6 months to evaluate this project? Again, it's information only, but we ask that you put a yes or no in the cell there. Number 47 is for is for rapid rehousing only projects, and talks about the average length of time between the project start date and housing move-in date. We think that's very pivotal and important question to ask for rapid rehousing programs, and would be scored. And you would put we will put the number in there, and again, it would be backed up by information from the annual performance report, the APR. And then for permanent supportive housing, this is an information only one, but it is also coming from our office. What is the average length of time in days between the match date and the housing move-in date? And so we are able to provide that information for you, and you'll be able to see it. And again, this is an information only question. 49 is kind of a long question there, but this is information only too. Does this project have an expedited admission process to the greatest extent possible, including helping participants obtain documentation required by funding sources, as well as processes to admit participants, regardless of the status of their eligibility documentation whenever applicable? And this is one where you put in one of three responses: not at all, sometimes, or always. And for this year, this would be just an information question. But again, this is a very important section, and a section that we are looking for valuable information from you on. Lastly, we have the additional comments, and it's a place where you can put some additional comments or areas that need explanation, that you can put in regarding something that you think might be of concern to reviewers. So there you have it. That is the big component of the monitoring evaluation tool, the project component. Again, let me just do a little survey here to see if we have any questions. And it looks like not at this moment. So we will continue on, and we'll go to, we kind of took a sneak preview of the APR results from Sage tab, and that again will be filled out, will be provided by Office to Prevent and End Homelessness staff. So I'm going to jump to the attachments tab, and you'll notice, Megan, if you could click on the attachments tab. There we go. There we go. There, it's divided between one part that you are submitting for the agency. And again, once you've submitted one, it's similar to the agency component. You only need to fill it out once. But we are asking for information on your latest agency audit management letter, the first page of your IRS Form 990, it's an organization, your latest IRS Form 941. So those attachments, and again, they were requested earlier in the agency component, but here they are listed out in as specific things that you want to make sure that you've provided for your agency in that part one. Part two, we do ask for a copy of your annual performance report. I know we'll have provided you with the information, but we also would like a copy of it attached, so we have everything together in with the tool. And then again, these tie into what was requested in the project components section. everything from your discharge for noncompliance policy to your client's grievance policy. We have a couple of things related to PSH only and rapid rehousing only. You see the rapid rehousing talks about environmental review clearance. So again, this is a good cross-reference to what was in the project components sheet that we said would be required for attachments. And then you want to make sure that you've got them all by double checking with this attachment section here. And the last section we wanted to get into here is the scoring rubrics tab. And this is nothing that you fill out yourself, and it may look very complicated and a bit overwhelming, but it's so you can see, you know, we talk about your scoring and you're getting points for everything on that project components page, or the sections that say that you're getting scored on. What are the points you're getting for a yes answer? What are the points you're getting for a certain numeric or certain percentage answer? They are identified here, and you can see too, we've got it divided between permanent supportive housing projects and rapid rehousing projects. And this year, you know, last year and maybe the year before, the maximum points you could score was 86. If you remember, now we're scoring the equity section, so the maximum points is now up to a nice round 90. So again, I'm not going to go through each of these tabs, though. If when you are diving into things and each of these components, once you review this in your when you're preparing your document and you have a question about it, feel free to ask. Again, they tie into the project components questions, and I don't know if any of you had a chance to look at it prior to this meeting, but this training. But if you have any questions on that, we'd be happy to answer that as well. But that's the last tab on here of this full document, this full tool. Very grateful for the work group that also reviewed this with us, and we are pleased with the document. We think it presents will present a good overview of the outcomes, the accomplishments of your projects. So again, I'll open it up to any general questions or comments now. And if not, I will return back to our schedule. Okay. So we're on to kind of getting toward the end of our training here today. We want to talk again about next steps. So while it's not listed here on this schedule, the next steps really are kind of there's a combination between what OPEH staff is to do and then also what you are to do. And next steps obviously would be for you to work on your tool. And like I said, we will be providing kind of a personalized tool for your project. Either later today or sometime shortly thereafter today. That will be the tool that you will put your final information on and submit to us. Again, this will be a process you all can work on. all the way up to June 7th. But again, we suggest the earlier you can get it to us, the better. You never know what kind of computer glitches may occur. And so June 7th is that important date. And again, it's one tool per project. Okay, it's the agency component that only needs to be completed once, but one tool per project. And please do get that into us definitely on time, because if you'll notice, there is a section up here that does say that agencies or projects that do not make submission by the deadline will lose 2 points for each business day the information is late. And we do not want to have to enforce that. That is, something that we have in there, but we hope that you all get that your completed tool into us in plenty of time by that June 7th deadline. And then again, when will you be hearing back from us? Well, we have the monitoring and evaluation work group having to do its review on June the 17th. June the 24th would be when the scored tools are returned to you all via email. So that's what we're looking at. And let me stop sharing here and once more ask if there are any questions or anything else that staff who has worked on this tool would like to add. I'm very grateful to the work of Nikki Thomas Campbell and Megan Heaney for the enhancements that have been done to this tool, and again for the monitoring and evaluation work group that met last week to review this. Any questions from anybody? Okay, if you have questions after after this training that you want to pose, just email me or contact me, and we will discuss this. We can provide you with an answer. And I see it's like 10 minutes before 11. I've given you the gift of 10 minutes free time here. So thank you so much, and everyone have a good week ahead. Take care.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Vanessa.